Fall is honestly one of my favorite times to be in the garden. The weather cools down, the pests calm down, and the soil is still warm enough to get plants established before winter. But September gardening can trip people up. It's a month packed with opportunity, but also with little traps that cost time, money, and in many cases, entire crops. In this video, we're covering the top 7 mistakes gardeners make in September, and more importantly, how you can avoid them so your garden thrives all the way through fall and into the spring. The first big mistake is planting too late. It might feel like you have a ton of time, but daylight is shrinking every single day after August. Crops like broccoli, carrots, or beets all need a specific number of days to mature. If you start them in September without thinking about frost dates, they might never finish in time. Fix this by checking your average first frost date, then counting backwards from the days to maturity number on your seed packet. If you're cutting it close, pivot to faster crops. Radishes, arugula, spinach, or lettuce. They'll sprint to the finish line before frost puts the brakes on growth. Another mistake people make is forgetting about soil health after summer crops come out. Tomatoes, cucumbers, and peppers are heavy feeders. If you yank them out and immediately plant your fall crops into that tired soil, those plants will struggle. September should be when you recharge the soil, add compost, mulch, or even sow a cover crop like clover or rye that feeds the soil later. Think of it as topping off the gas tank before a long drive. Without that energy reserve, fall crops limp along instead of thriving. Mistake number 3 is all about water. Cooler days trick us into thinking plants barely need any, but roots do still need consistent moisture to keep growing. The other extreme is gardeners who overwater because they treat September like July. Fall is about balance. Aim for soil that's consistently moist but never soggy. In containers especially, fall winds can dry things out even if the air feels cool, so check frequently with your finger in the soil and water deeply but less often. The fourth mistake is overzealous cleanup. It's tempting to chop down perennials the second they start looking ragged, but if you cut them too early, you rob the plant of its chance to pull sugars and nutrients back into the crown and root system for next year. Instead, wait until the plant has fully gone dormant, or even consider leaving seed heads and stems up for pollinators and birds. A patch of echinacea or black-eyed Susans left standing can both feed wildlife and add structure to a fall garden. Mistake number 5. Skipping mulch. September is mulching season. Without it, soil cools too quickly at night, dries out in daytime sun, and those swings stress plants. A few inches of shredded leaves, straw, or even compost mulch creates a cozy blanket for your plants. That insulation makes a huge difference in whether your fall greens survive well into November or give up after the first light frost. Mistake number 6 is ignoring your growing zone. September advice is not one size fits all. In colder zones 4 or 5, September is your last call to pop in lettuce or radishes. But in zones 8 through 10, September is practically a second spring. You can grow almost anything, from brassicas to herbs to even late fruiting crops. The best gardeners know their frost dates and their zone cold hardiness. Think of it as your personal cheat code. And finally, mistake number 7. Forgetting to plant for the future. September is garlic month. Each little clove you tuck into the soil now is a full bulb waiting for you next summer. It's also the best time to plant fall-blooming bulbs like tulips, daffodils, and crocus. Don't overlook this step just because you can't see the payoff immediately. Fall planting is as much about setting the stage for spring as it is about harvesting in fall. So let's recap. Plant on time, build up your soil, water wisely, let your perennials finish their cycle, always mulch, garden with your zone in mind, and don't forget your garlic and bulbs. Fall gardening is all about setting yourself up for massive success, both for crops you're harvesting right now and for the color and abundance you'll enjoy months from now. Avoid these common mistakes, and your September garden will be one of your easiest, most productive seasons.